Hey guys, LowFigh here. Welcome to my new video series called 0 Plus. Now it's called that because at the end of the season, if that's what you can call it, we will be aiming to be at that skill level in Tarkov. So 0 Plus, slightly better than basically nothing. So this is going to be a video series of me getting to the Kappa container, doing all the quests in the way. I will be talking about all the game's mechanics and teaching them. If you're a new player, I really don't feel like there's a good enough guide that tells you everything that you need to know, and you need to really go and pick and choose and know what to search for, etc. My goal is to help you with that. So this is more like a all-in-one guide. And well, because there's a lot of mechanics in this game, I will be taking a mechanic and putting one as a major topic in a single episode as I'm going through the quests, to give it that way and to avoid giving you that information overload that is very easily obtainable and something that I got the first time I started playing. Now, I have had a little bit of experience teaching people this game because a few of my friends started playing after me. And now I haven't been playing that long. I am definitely not an expert, but I know the game mechanics. I'm not even that good in the game, but I am on the verge of getting Kappa. I just have 2 quests pretty much left on my main account, and this is the first wipe that I've actually played through, actually tried to get Kappa. Before that, I played several wipes ago, just like a few days, and that was it. Now I've gotten back into the game, and I fucking love it, man. But this is gonna be for you new players. This is to give you a template, if you will. Now, I want to address the elephant in the room. The granddaddy of Tarkov, aka Pestilli, he has his raid series, which is a huge inspiration behind my series. So if there will be a lot of similarities, but he has a lot of good stuff that he does in it, but he doesn't take into account the new players anymore, in my opinion. And instead of hounding him about it, I wanted to make my own series to address that. And the next seasons of this, so after the game wipes, I will always start a new season, and I will go through all the beginner stuff as well in the upcoming seasons. So I won't just expect you to know stuff. And that means if this is the first time you're watching, if you're just getting into the game, you want to watch the first, maybe the second episode. If you're experienced and just want to feel better about yourself by watching my gameplay, then I do recommend you skip 1 or 2 episodes ahead. These, I will be going through the mechanics, and if you already know them, there's no reason to listen to them again. But with all of that out of the way, let's get low and let's get started. Okay, so the first time you start, you need to choose a language. English, Russian, Deutsch, or France. I speak English, so I'm gonna go with English. You need to choose a name. My name is gonna be 0 Plus. Name of the series. So you can change that every time the game wipes, or by resetting your account. Then you need to choose between USEC and Bear. So you need to choose a faction. The only thing that this affects is the stuff that you will have in your stash when you start and what clothing items you will have in the game. So you can just purely cosmetic. And of course your face and the bears speak Russian and Yusek speak English. So these face options, these are the bear ones. This guy looks slightly depressed and angry, so we're gonna go with him. That was a lot louder than I thought. Alexander is the most generic, so I'm gonna take him. Edit this part out. And there we go. We're in. Now, before I do anything else, I'm gonna go over what we see here. So the first thing you have is the button for Escape from Tarkov. This is where you can go to a raid. So you can choose either a PMC or a scav run. Now you see this timer here. The first time you start the game, just the first time ever, you'll have a 20-minute timer on your scav until you can do it, do a scav run. And after that, every time you do a scav run, the timer resets, so it goes to 20 minutes again. So I go into a raid with a scav, I come out, the 20-minute timer starts. You can decrease that with the hideout. I'll explain more about the hideout later. But the lowest you can get, I think, is 9 minutes. Probably 11 or 9 minutes. I can't quite remember which one. So the PMC is your character. This is the main thing you'll be doing. All your skills, all your XP, all your tasks, all of them will be done on your PMC. The scav is pretty much like a lifeline for you every 20 minutes. You get a random loadout. It's usually not the best, but it can be decent at some points. But you get thrown into a match that has already gone on for at least, I think it's at least 7 minutes. And every time you go into a scav raid, the raid will have one PMC, at least one PMC still left in the raid for you to be able to jump in. He could be already extracting, and when you get in there, he's not there anymore. But there are still scavs, player scavs and AI scavs after that. The point is, if you make it out, you get one chance to take everything you found, and you have a chance to transfer that stuff into your stash, so to your player, to your PMC. And if you die, well, you don't lose anything. Next one, the most important thing in the game is when you press character, you find your stash. So this is where most of the game happens. Let's be honest, most of the game will not be in raid, killing people. Most of the game will be in stash, trying to sort it out, because you've done so well that you've collected so many weapons and you've completely filled out your stash. You just went into a scav raid and you're coming out with a big backpack full of stuff and 2 guns and great armor, all that stuff, and you're trying to fit it in. That takes time. I am sure we will run into that problem at some point during this playthrough. And you will definitely as well. So, this is the stash. This works this works. Let's try that again. This works exactly the same as your inventory. So when you're in raid, so moving stuff around. If I have a gun, this is my inventory. This is the stash, or it could be a body in a match. If I see a gun and I want to equip it, I hold Alt and click it, and boom, it's in here. It's in my inventory, it's ready to go. If I want to move it out of my inventory, I Control click it. if I control click it here in the stash, I'm actually not equipping it. I'm throwing it in my bags. So these are some things that you want to know for quick looting, and you'll get better at it as time goes on. What I'm doing here is some stocks can be folded by clicking your mouse wheel. And excuse me. Now, as you start playing Tetris, you will want to know how to make stuff bigger, smaller, and how to turn them around, because by pressing R, you rotate stuff. So you can get stuff to fit the way you want them to. One of the most important things for guns is if you take the magazine out, it's still the same size. So this AK here takes a 4x2 slot, but if I take the grip off, now it takes a 4x1. So I just halved the space that it now takes. Of course, I gotta worry about these, but I still got like 1 slot in total of more space. I'm just checking. I have my notes up here to keep me on track. Okay, let's go through the loadout. So exactly this, what you're seeing right here, is how you will see it in Raid as well. Some of this, the stuff here, you have your earpiece, which is your headphones. One of them is to amplify sounds, so you can hear footsteps better. And most of them filter out stuff, so wind around you will be a lot quieter, but footsteps will be louder. Explosions will be a little quieter, so you can actually pinpoint where they're coming from. Headwear, now I have a hat, but I don't want to wear a hat. This is where you would put your helmet. Face cover is for stuff like just cosmetic stuff, like balaclavas and scarves and masks and stuff like that. Eyewear for goggles. Body armor, very, very important. Very important to have. There are a lot of stuff about armor, and I will be explaining that later. Gun slots. So you can have 2 big guns at one time, and one on your sling, one on your back, and you can change them on the fly in Raid. And then you have your holster, which can fit a pistol. Then you have your melee weapon. If you get the right melee weapon, these can be somewhat useful. Like there's an axe that you can one-shot someone to the head if they're not wearing a helmet, which is very handy. Then you have your rigs. So this is where you put all of your magazines and stuff like that. Your rig and your pockets are very important, because when you have stuff like meds that you see right here, I'll explain the meds later, but you can actually hotkey stuff straight from here. You can I can grab this AI2 medkit, I can drag it down here and be dumb about it, or I can just go over here and press 4. There. So I can do this. They're all quick. They're all in the hotbar now. They have a quick bind on them. One thing to know about rigs: there are normal rigs like this. These ones that I have right here. You can see that they don't have a durability, so they can be used with armor on. But there are also rigs in the game which are armored rigs. So it goes into this slot right here. It will have a durability here, and it's a rig and armor at the same time. So you can't throw a body armor with an armored rig. Then you have your backpack. There are a lot of different size backpacks in this game. Not too confusing, not too complicated. One thing about backpacks in your stash, see I have 2 Burkots here. They're taking up a lot of space just being there out like that. You just grab this. There. The other backpack is now inside the other backpack. So as long as the space that it takes, so this is a 4x5, is smaller or the same as the space of the backpack itself, so a 4x5, you can throw them inside each other. And you can throw these inside bigger ones. You can throw smaller ones inside these, etc. Now, one of the most important things about your loadout is your container. Depending on which edition of the game you have, this can be an alpha, this can be a gamma, or something else. Only difference is the other containers are bigger than this one. You can get different size containers in the game itself, and the ultimate goal for everyone is the Kappa container, which is the biggest one because it's a 3x4. It's a pretty handy one to have, because the stuff that you put in your container, unlike everything else that you have, if you die in a raid on your PMC, everything that you have on you will be left in the raid. It'll be lost. Except if it's insured, but I'll get onto that later. Except the stuff in your container. Everything in your container will always come back with you. The container will always stay there. There's no reason to not have a container at some point. At any point. So that's personally what I like to do at the beginning, and somewhat at the end as well, is to throw my meds in here. Because it's really handy that if I die, I don't lose all of my meds. Let's do that and that. So we're ready to go when I want to. Other than that, we went through guns, bags, rigs, headsets, helmets, armors, guns, gun slots. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So this loadout, this stuff that you see here is the stuff that I was telling you about, that this is the difference between USEC and Bear. So Bear will get 2 AK-74Ms and 2 PP-19s and 2 MP-443s on standard accounts. USEC will get 2 M9A3s, 2 M4s, and I think 2 MP5s, if I'm not mistaken. I can't remember. And then you get 500,000 rubles. So there are 3 currencies in the game: rubles, euros, dollars. Euros being the most expensive out of the 3 because it's worth 153, if I remember correctly. Rubles and dollars being 126. You use them for different purchase from different dealers, aka traders, and that's what I'll be calling them from now on. So traders. When you first start the game, you will have 7 traders available for you. Jaeger will not be there. I mean, he will be like this. He'll be locked away. You need to complete a quest to get Jaeger, and it's one of the first quests that you can get. You get it at level 2, and you can actually get to level 2 without ever going into a raid. I will show you how. When you open up a trader for the first time, when you open the game, you'll be like, wait, what the hell is this? I'm only seeing silhouettes. I don't know what these things are. It says unknown item. Stuff that you haven't seen before in the game will be like this. You will encounter this in raids as well, so be careful. What I recommend you to do is examining every single item from all of the traders at the start. Why? Because 1, when I examine it, I can examine it by, again, pressing the mouse scroll wheel or going right click and examine. I can only do 1 at a time, so if I try to do several, it says you can't examine 2 items at once. Now, why would I want to do that? Is because I do not want to encounter a situation in a raid where I have to examine stuff. because it slows down your looting. And if you have a thing like a magazine right here that you haven't examined, if you go into a scav raid, you can get a gun that has a magazine that you haven't examined. If you don't examine that magazine, you cannot reload. Don't die to that. It sucks when that happens. So, examining everything lowers your situation, lowers your chance of getting into that situation. And so, as you can see, when I examine things, I also get XP. And this is why I recommend you to do that before you ever go into a raid. Because this is how we're going to get to level 2 before we ever even do anything, basically. So I'm just going to do this now, and I'm going to like speed this up. So just a second. And there we go. We examined everything. So one thing you want to know about examining an item is when you examine something, it will show up in your handbook here. What the handbook is for is it's basically just a collection of everything you've seen in the game. What is it used for? I don't know. You can add them to your wish list for flea market later. I have no idea. I've never used the handbook. I suppose there's a use for it, and somebody smarter than me is going to comment below that, oh man, I use it for this. Well, that's nice. Good for you. I don't need it. Any case, it gives you a notification, so you get this more than 99 new things in your handbook. This is just like in Call of Duty, you unlock something and you have to go all the way to find that thing to get that marker off, that new thing obtained marker. It annoys me, so I love the fact that I can just click it and it's gone. No more notifications about that. So, traders. When you want to buy things, you click on them. You see an indication of how many of the thing you just clicked you want to buy. If I want to buy 1, I leave it as 1. If I want to buy 10, I write 10. And it'll say that, okay, if you want 10, you're going to need to have this much money. And usually this will be ticked off. So a lot of people might wonder that, hey, what the hell? It says that I can't do it because this isn't ticked off. What you need to do is press fill items and it will do it for you. What I recommend doing though is just clicking this on and it will autofill it every time. Then you just press deal and that's it. Some traders will have a limit on things you can buy from them. So for example, this is a barter trade. So I would be buying this AKM for 3 Tushonkas. And I can only do it once in one restock, so max 1. And restock would happen in an hour 40. If I wanted to sell things, I would go to the sell tab, and I could, again, just like in the inventory, I can control click something, and it will transfer it here, or I can just, drag it if I so wish. And then just press deal, and that's it. The money will be transferred to you immediately. But the traders will also work as your quest givers. So you go to tasks and I can see that, oh, I have a new quest from Prapper. This is one of the 2 first quests that you get. Debut. If you need to go here, click on it, click on the quest you want to interact with and accept. And it will play you a very loud message tone thing. Objectives and awards. XP reputation with Prapper. I'll explain that in a second. Makarov pistol, which is poo-poo, max for it 15,000 rubles. And when you see this lock, you're not getting an AKS-74U from this mission. You are unlocking the ability to purchase the said thing from the trader. That is a thing you unlock. So first time I played, I saw in a quest, I just quickly looked at the awards. I thought I was getting an M1A, and I didn't. I was able to buy it after that. So debut wants you to kill five scavs at customs, and it wants you Proper wants you to hand over 2 MP133 shotguns. Doesn't matter how you get them. This is an important distinction. We'll show you why in a second. One thing I do want to say about quests, when I will be doing quests and when I get something for a quest, I won't just say that, okay, so this is for a quest. I will actually show you what quest that is for by getting a pop-up over there. And the example is showing up right now. And when a quest is done, I will also give you a pop-up for that, and you can see a demo of it now. There we go. So, keep in mind, this said hand over 2 MP133 shotguns. Just hand over. When we go to therapist and go to tasks, this is the second task you can get at level 1. When you accept this, now here it says find in raid or craft in hideout 3 Salewa kits and then hand them over. So if I go to my stash here, I can just see that everything that I have here is not found in raid, and I can see that because I'll show you this in the first scav run, but everything you find in raid and you make it and you survive out with will have a find in raid status, so it will have a little check mark right here. If you put your cursor over that, it will say found in raid. So that's everything you survive with out of a raid from. Whoa, that was a exotic sentence. So you need to survive out of the raid with them for them to be found in raid. Or craft in hideout. So everything you craft in your hideout will be found in raid. That is an important thing to know. So again, XP, reputation, 15,000 rubles, painkillers, medkits, splints, blah blah blah. So the other thing I said, why would you want reputation? If you look up here, you can see current attitude, level 1, that's me. 0.0 rep, we haven't done anything, and 0 ruble spent. And to get to the next loyalty level, I need to be level 13. I need to have 0.15 rep with therapist, and I need to have 400,000 ruble spent. Spent in this case doesn't just mean that you buy stuff from the trader. It also means when you sell stuff to the trader. So if I were to go to sell here, and I would sell my bottle of vodka, now you can see that I have 15.7 thousand spent. And if I go to the buy tab and I buy a bandage, that just went up. Now it's 17.6 thousand. So it goes both ways. At level 1, you don't get any more tasks. All of them will have tasks at different points of the game. So Peacekeeper's first mission unlocks after you complete a certain mission for Skier. Skier first task unlocks at level 5, I think. Mechanic is level 2. Ragman is level 15. Fence only has 1 quest in the game, and that's the very final one. You need to get all the streamer items to get the Kappa container. That's the main thing we're going for, and you need to complete a lot of other quests until you get to that. Also, Fence works differently from all the other traders. He doesn't have a select stock. He has random things. Anything the other traders won't buy from you, Fence will. So, for example, as you can see, I started examining Fence's stuff because Fence is a really good source for examining things because he has just random items. So just by examining things, we have now reached level 2, which means we can go to mechanic, and like I said, level 2 unlocks Gunsmith Part 1, and when you accept that, you get introduction, which gets you Jaeger. We got to level 2 and we got Jaeger's quest without ever leaving the without ever entering a raid. So different traders will buy different things. All of them will not buy everything. For example, Ragman will not buy guns. Therapist will not buy guns either. They will also give you different amounts of money for different things. So, for example, if I were to sell the MP443, for example, if I sell it to Mechanic, he will give me 7,722 rubles for it. If I were to sell it to Prapper, he would give me 6,895. Almost 1,000 rubles less. 6,757. So that actually is... Oh, well that's closer, but Skier is the worst one out of these. So you want to look around. There is a certain order, but I haven't found it to be trustworthy, so I'm not going to actually say it. So just look around when you want to sell stuff. Usually barter items, so stuff that you cannot specifically use for other than crafts. Sell best to Therapist. So like that vodka bottle that I sold, 15,750 to Therapist. I think Prapper would have given me 15,000 for it or something like that. But yeah, in any case. Then I want to move into the hideout. This has been around for about 2 wipes, if I'm not mistaken. And this will improve your... Improving your hideout will improve your overall gameplay experience by a lot. Why? Because you can craft stuff here, like we already talked about. You can craft stuff for quests, and everything you craft, you can actually sell in the flea market. I'll talk about flea market later. And, well, of course, you can craft stuff for yourself. Other than that, when you get far enough, you can get things like the... where is it? The biggest thing. I am not fighting it. Okay, there it goes. Bitcoin farm. So there are GPUs in the game. You want GPUs, so you can throw them in the Bitcoin farm. And when you throw them in the Bitcoin farm, it will give you passive money. It will farm a Bitcoin for you every X amount of time, depending on how many GPUs you have. And then it will you can just take that Bitcoin, you can sell it to Therapist. Today, it's a price that fluctuates. And today, as I sold mine on the main account, it was worth 370,000. I don't know, 330,000 rubles. It fluctuates around just under. It fluctuates around 300 and 400,000. Now, it used to be like 850,000. It was nuts. That's why this is a really tough time to get into a wipe. This particular wipe has been a money mess. Everyone got so much money from Bitcoin farms that 99% of the people you run into will most likely have like completely meta gear and just the best armor, best helmet. It's going to be tough to start right now. But It is what it is. Hope. We just need to hope for a wipe soon. I am. Speaking about that, I am in no way, I do not believe that we're gonna make it to Kappa before the wipe happens. But who knows? Maybe we can, depending on how long this wipe is. So when I say wipe, that means that during random amounts of time, Battlestate Games release a patch. And usually that is it's a big patch, and then they'll give us a wipe at the same time. So everybody's accounts get reset to 1. So everybody starts from the beginning. The start of the wipe is usually the most fun because everybody will have crappy gear, and it will be the most fun that you will have well, unless you just like stomping on people. Then of course, if you just hardcore it all the way to the Kappa and start dominating people with your metal loadout, I digress. This is a tough time. Hopefully it wipes soon. Anyway, hideout, crafting, constructing. Here we go. So we need to construct stuff to be able to construct more stuff. To get to the Bitcoin farm, we need level 2 intelligence center. To get to that, we need to construct the intelligence center. To get to that, we need stuff. So everything builds up to something else. We want to start off with some of these stuff that you can craft and you can construct with just money, which is the vents. And this time it's instant. Later it won't be. And illumination. How you can upgrade these to like illumination level 2 is just by pressing level 2 here, and it will show you what it wants. Level 1 generator, 14 light bulbs, and 5 wires. To get level 2 vents is 3 CPU fans, 1 car battery, and 1 motor. And the construction time will be 3 hours. So when you start constructing it or press upgrade, it'll take 3 hours and then it'll be ready. Security level 1 requires 20,000 rubles and 1 measuring tape. And what else do we have? Med station wants 50,000, a syringe and meds, and a pile of meds. Rest base wants a duct tape, 10,000 rubles. And of course, it gives you passive upgrades as well. Like I said, the scav timer thing and energy regeneration rate, experience bonuses, monetary bonuses, and probably the biggest thing after the Bitcoin farm, I just think it's that big right now because it's just passive money, is the fact that you can upgrade your stash space. If you bought EOD, the most expensive version of Tarkov, you won't have this available because you already have the biggest stash that you can have, so this will be maxed out instantly. If you didn't, if you have the standard version, you'll be level 1. So you'll have 28 by 10 your stash size, and this will give you 38 by 10. So this will give you 10 more rows, 100 more slots. You need 4 WD-40s, 1 hand drill, 5 nails, 10 screws, and 3.5 million rubles. And it will take you 24 hours. But these are definitely big, for me at least, because I am a hoarder. And I will be... Stash base is something that we're going to struggle with a lot. I can already tell you that. I will try to keep these episodes around the 45-minute mark, but because I want to get this beginner stuff out of the way, just gonna sell those real quick. I hate these. I hate that headset. It's horrible. Yeah. To get this completely beginner stuff out. We've spent enough time to go into a scav run. We're going to do a scav run so I can show you the basics of the movement and stuff. We're gonna go to woods. So here you can choose whatever map you want. Streets of Tarkov, not out yet. Suburbs, not out yet. You can scav into the lab. It's a special map. Town, not out yet. Lighthouse, not out yet. And terminal is not out yet. So shoreline, reserve, factory, customs, interchange, woods. When you want to scav. You want a PMC, you have the lab as well. So you get to choose between 2 times. This is dynamic for everything else except factory, which is also always set. It's a daytime factory and nighttime factory. Then you have, well, these pretty much don't matter. Also, it says current weather conditions, don't trust it. It could be raining right now. It could be sunny. It can be everything, anything. So don't trust the indicator here. So we're gonna go 1736. If I was playing with a friend, this is where I would be able to invite them. Or I could start looking for a group and see if somebody else is scavenging into woods and wants to hook up, wants to group up. Just find your username of your friend, or if they're here, you'll see them anyway here. I'm not trying to queue up with anything. I can just go ready from here, or I could go ready from here. The keybinds that you see here. One thing to know about me, I have horrible keybinds. Not horrible, I love my keybinds, but nobody else does. You were probably able to see there. Actually, let's just get over this queue. I'll talk about that later. And we are in, and it's raining, just like I said. Don't trust it. We are actually pretty much in the middle of the map, so I don't want to spend too much time here. I want to get to a more quiet spot. I'll actually do that now. Okay, so the basics of the movement. Well, I'm not going to teach you the basics of general FPS movement, like talking about WASD and stuff, but there are lean mechanics in the game. But besides the normal, just press this to lean, you can hold down Alt and then press A and D by default to freely lean just as much as you want. You can also, instead of leaning, so instead of doing this, I can hold down Alt and press Q or E to sidestep out of the cover that I'm in. Which is just a quick way to do it, like a quick, and go back. It's pretty nice. Then you can see on the left, I have an indicator that is usually in the settings over here, stamina and stance. I have it always shown. It's the default is auto hide. Yeah, you can also change the setting for quick slots and health condition and the health color scheme. This is what I use, and also you can change your name over here. So you can see that next to my character, where it shows that I'm crouching right now, you can see that now I'm standing, and you can see the little arrow on the left of the lines, and now it's all the way to the all the way to the bottom. Well, now it's all the way to the bottom, but you know, you can actually change this in increments as well, how much you're crouched, which is really handy when you find a good cover, but it's just a little too low. There's like a hole that is a little too low to be aiming standing up, and it's a little bit too high. You could just get it just right and not overexposed or anything. So next to that, on the bottom, under my character's picture, there are a lot more increments. What do they do? This is me moving. I can just scroll my mouse wheel to slow down to a walk. When you walk, you move slowly, but you make less noise. When you move it all the way up, you move faster, but you make more noise. Under that are my stamina bars. The green one, leg stamina. So sprinting, jumping, all that will cause me to lose stamina. If I get shot in the legs or something, that will also cause me to lose stamina on my legs. And my weight will cause me to lose stamina if I get overweight. The bar above that, the blue one, hand stamina, arm stamina. So when I'm ADSing, you can see it go down. When it goes down, the aim will go all the way, like your character will get tired. That's pretty much the movement. The movement is, there is like a small delay for every movement that you make, so keep that in mind. And also, if inertia is ever added, they're talking about adding it, will make it, you know, even slower. So it'll make the back and forth stepping not possible. So all the gunfights won't be like every other game's back and forth movement 24/7. Gun interactions. So if I Alt T, I can check my current mag, and you can see on the bottom right it says it's full, and it shows me what ammo I have in it. So there are several different, at least 2 different ammos for every single caliber in the game. At least 2, usually more. They have different stats, and I will talk about them in the next episode. Pressing tab opens up my inventory, and you know this view now because you saw it in the stash. As you can see, I have completely random stuff here because this is the scav run. And now you can see the item found in raid checkmark on every single item because this is the scav run. If I kill a player and he doesn't have item found in raid tags on his stuff, that means, well, that means somebody brought them into this raid. You can also see my hydration and energy, basically food and drink. If they go down, you lose health. If they go all the way to 0. If you... I'm actually going to talk about the health system later. Sorry, is food. You can see -2 hydration plus 48 energy. Vodka. Don't want to use it. And that's pretty much it. You can see I assigned quick slots to my meds here. Move them to my pockets to be able to quick slot them because I can't quick slot things in my backpack. And that's about it. Oh, right, no, that was just the mag check. Alt B to see what your current fire mode is. This gun, the Vepr VPO-136, is single fire only, so I can't change it right now. But I can do Alt B to check it, and that's just to avoid sound because changing your fire mode creates sound. ADSing creates sound. Everything creates sound. I can reload by pressing my reload button. For me is V. And I can do a quick reload by double tapping. It's a quicker reload, saves you a few seconds, but it drops your current mag. So you want to be aware of that. And if I have a lot of stuff in my backpack and I'm moving slow and my stamina is draining and I get into a fight, I want to be able to quickly get rid of that backpack. For me, double tapping Z, and it's gone. I'm free to move now. And I can just pick it back up. One thing you want to know, you can unload your current mags, and then you can just reload them. Reloading always takes longer, or refilling. If I got like better ammo right now, I could empty a mag, fill it with the better ammo, and then use that instead. Okay, I think we're ready. We're just gonna see that we have 50 minutes left. We have 3 exfils. And because I know where I am, we'll just start heading towards outskirts. We can hear somebody shooting over there. I'm pretty familiar with the maps now. To learn the maps, I do recommend you to use... Hello? There you can see. So I transferred all of my stuff to the new rig. And then you can just right click and click discard, or you can go into your settings and change the keybind for it. I do recommend that. Mine is actually on my mouse, right on that one. This is a G502, so that's normally DPI down. I've changed it. And you can just scroll click on your magazine to see how much, see what the bullet situation in that magazine is like. This is a better rig, a bigger rig, so that's why I changed it. This is a hidden stash that you can see right here. Somebody's looted it. That's why that rig was there. They found a better one. So let's get a move on. 13 minutes is not much. We can do a little bit of a peek into a military camp that is right up here. So like I was saying, I do recommend you to check and to learn the maps by using your scav runs, because you don't lose anything and you have a potential of getting that stuff out. There's also an offline mode you can use for your PMC, which lets you to, allows you to, for example, enable PvE, so you can just practice with scavs, AI scavs. It's a great tool for that, practicing how the shooting works and all that. But I wouldn't recommend using it. You can use it to learn the maps that way. It is efficient, but I just like using my scavs more because it actually progresses the game for me. Whereas everything you find in an offline raid, you don't get to keep. Also everything you lose, you don't lose. You get to keep that as well, if you die. So right up here, we're coming up on the military camp. You can see half of it there, half of it over here. So this is a weapon box that I just opened. That is a weapon attachment. Not an important one. Not one that I would get any money from. There's a horse statue back there. Let's see if we can get it. There we go. So you can pretty much find stuff anywhere. Kind of. You usually don't find stuff like out in the open or something like that. This is another weapon box. And we got Pestily's streamer item. I definitely want to make it out with that, because that is an item for the Kappa quest. Good ammo as well. This is dangerously starting to look like I'm gonna die, because I'm getting this good stuff. There's an M4 spawn in here, and it's over here. Very nice, very nice. I'm checking the mag again. 855 in it. I really need to start running. I'm gonna be too late. We got 10 minutes left before the raid ends, and we got a good ways to go. Just gonna quickly check over here. PRS ammo? This is bad ammo. I don't want that. I think I might have heard somebody. Just gonna ignore it. Sure it wasn't anything. So currently we are on the west side of the map, heading from north to south. And now you can see less than 10 minutes remaining, so we got a red text indicating that you need to hurry now. Our extract is all the way over that end, down in the southwest corner of the map. You don't want to be too much on the edge of on this map, because you can see those signs right there. There's a minefield after that, so that's the way this map has handled its walling off of areas they don't want you to go to. I mean, going out of the map. Also, if you follow this road further, there's no landmines, but there's an invisible sniper that will kill you. Like, just actually kill you, not just you just suddenly die, somebody shoots you. And why I'm going over here is because there's a hidden stash right here, but it's been looted. So this was a waste of my time. Yep, it's completely gone. M855, not great ammo. Definitely not great ammo. But I mean, the gun's good, so I'm happy about the gun. I always like taking guns, and my biggest weakness is that I just can't bring myself to sell guns. I can use them later, is my way of thinking, and that's why on my main account I have no idea how many. I'm probably getting close to like 50 or 60 weapons. 50 or 60 guns in my inventory. In my stash. It's nuts. My whole stash is just full of guns. At least I won't have to buy a gun. But, you know, I do need to buy the bullets. And that's probably what I'm gonna run into in this playthrough as well, especially with the smaller stash. There's a scav body right there. Oh no, that's actually a player. So I actually crawled into him, so that if somebody shoots here, they won't be able to hit me. They will hit his body. There we go. See what he has in here. Do a little Tetris here. I don't want the crackers. I do want the Amelia croutons because they're needed for a quest. I'm gonna throw the copper shaft away. Do that, do that. Somebody has looted him because he's a player and he doesn't have a dog tag anymore. That's what tells me that somebody looted him. There's the other croutons. I think we're good. Thank you for that free loot. I'm not gonna say no to that. We're almost out. That building right there is called the Scav House. I think it might actually be an extract, but it is a spawn point for player scavs at least. There's usually at least 1 or 2 scavs around it, possibly even more. If they haven't been killed, of course. And you can see that blue pickup truck right there. That's the indicator that we're at the extract right there. There we go. We reached the extract, and we're good to go.
Ну что, неплохой день, господа.
Just throw a little voice line there. Just throw off anybody. People do talk about extract camping in this game. Personally, I've died to an extract camper twice. In like, what I could probably say is close to 200 raids. Maybe? So this is what I was talking about. Now that we made it out, we need to take our stuff or lose it for good. And of course, we want to take our stuff. So if I just press next now, it will say that you still have untransferred items. Are you sure you want to end the transfer? You will not be able to return to this process later. Ooh, no, we don't want to go. So grab a gun, hold it, takes less space, grab the backpack, grab the rig, grab the helmet, and the rest I can just control click. There we go. Press next, we're done. And after raids, I will have a little map to show you where we started from, where we ended up, and somewhat of the route we took. But that will have to be it for the first episode. Damn. It is a longer episode, and I'm sorry for that, but I wanted to get this stuff out of the way first. I will be recording the next episode right after this. So, yep. Okay guys, thanks for watching. We got a lot of stuff done. We went through a lot of the mechanics for you beginners. And on the next episode, we're going to be doing our first PMC run. Hopefully get debut done. Most likely get introduction done. So we can unlock Jaeger as well. And I think that's it. Stay low, stay healthy, stay happy. I'll see you guys next time.